Blue and White chairman announces decision to support dissolving the government, blames PM's intransigence for forcing the move. Blue and White chairman Benny Gantz on Tuesday night announced his decision to support the opposition bill to dissolve the government and hold new elections. "I had no illusions about Netanyahu. I knew his record as a serial breaker of promises, but I thought Netanyahu would rise to the occasion given the scope of the issue," Gantz said at the start of his remarks, which were delivered at a news conference in Ramat Gan. However, he said, "Netanyahu does not comply and the public pays the price. Netanyahu did not lie to me, he lied to you. He did not deceive me, but all the citizens of Israel." Netanyahu has made the fight against the coronavirus a personal matter, while making everything his personal achievement. "The only rule by which decisions are made is an attempt to get out of his trial," Ganz said. "Netanyahu decided to dismantle the government and lead us towards an election. The path he chose is not to approve the state budget," Ganz accused. Meanwhile, Netanyahu to Gantz, "This isn't the time for elections." PM addresses DM Gantz ahead of tonight's announcement, U-turn from politics needed for citizens of Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu released a video in which he personally addresses Blue and White Chairman Defense Minister Benny Gantz prior to his announcement that his party will support the dissolution of the Knesset. "I've been saying for a long time, this isn't the time for elections, this is the time for unity. This is the time to continue to bring vaccines, this is the time to continue our determined war on coronavirus," he began. "It's time to continue to help businesses, the self-employed, the citizens. It's time to continue to expand the circle of peace, and it's time to place a unified front in the face of difficult political and security challenges that still lie ahead," Netanyahu added. Unfortunately, Blue and White are trailing behind Lapid and Bennett, the Prime Minister claimed. Lapid and Bennett don't care that we're going to elections in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's in their private interest. And even though the Blue and White in this government formed a government within a government, they constantly challenged us, violating coalition agreements. I tell them to put everything aside." At the end, Netanyahu addressed Gantz personally. "Benny, what needs to be done now is to make a U-turn from politics for the citizens of the State of Israel. This is what needs to be done now and I ask you to do it. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so you can get notified whenever new Bible prophecy news videos are uploaded." Is a third lockdown on the way for Israel? COVID-19 infections hit 1.5-month high. Health Ministry preparing for third lockdown, as number of confirmed cases of the coronavirus hits highest level since October. The Israeli Health Ministry is preparing for a possible third nationwide lockdown, following a sustained rise in the daily number of coronavirus cases diagnosed in recent weeks. According to a report by Khan, the ministry is drawing up plans for a new lockdown, including determining at what point to formally endorse a national lockdown. Currently, the ministry is planning to call for a new lockdown when the infection coefficient reaches 1.3, and when the number of new cases of the coronavirus diagnosed per day reaches 2,000. The plan currently envisions a 3-week partial lockdown, with schools and some private businesses allowed to remain open. In other news, Hezbollah brigades claim that the "evil triangle" of Israel, US, Saudi Arabia behind Fakhrizadeh assassination. Following the assassination of Iranian nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh on November 27, 2020, the Hezbollah brigades, an Iraqi Shiite militia loyal to Iran, released a statement in which it referred to the assassination as a treacherous and cowardly act of the Zionist American Saudi axis of evil. The statement, published by the CAF Telegram channel affiliated with the Hezbollah brigades, threatened these three countries with revenge, saying they will pay a heavy price. Airstrikes also kills IRGC commander at Iraq-Syria border, Iraqi officials state. Iran-backed Iraqi paramilitary groups helped retrieve the bodies, the two officials said, without elaborating or giving the exact time of the incident. An airstrike killed a commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guards at the Iraq-Syria border sometime between Saturday and Sunday, Iraqi security and local militia officials said on Monday. They could not confirm the identity of the commander, who they said was killed alongside 3 other men traveling in a vehicle with him. The incident came just days after Iranian nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh was assassinated in Tehran in a killing that Iran has blamed on Israel. Israel launched air raids against what it called a wide range of Syrian and Iranian targets in Syria last week, signaling that it will pursue its policy of striking Iranian targets in the region as U.S. President Donald Trump prepares to leave office. Iraqi officials fear a conflagration ahead of President-elect Joe Biden taking office because he is viewed as less confrontational with Iran than the Trump administration. Iran-backed Iraqi militias are still reeling from the U.S. assassination of Iranian military mastermind Qasem Soleimani in January and their Iraqi leader Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, and have vowed revenge against the United States. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And stay tuned to Watchman Report for more Bible prophecy news.